Good evening and welcome in to Indians Minor League Magazine. I'm Al Pulowski along with former Tribe left-hander Jason Stanford, and Jay, the kids keep developing.
They are. They keep developing. They keep getting called up to different levels, and that's fun to see these guys really play the game the right way.
And we've got some guys that we've been talking about all year to talk with you about here today. We'll go around the minors, of course, as we always do on the show. Then Clippers pitching coach Charles Nagy will talk about some of the arms in Columbus. Later, you'll meet Scrappers infielder Aaron Fields. Plus, we'll also have this week's Diamond in the Rough, and you'll discover Vinny Pastano's Major League Idol. Well, let's start off in the bullpen. In AAA Columbus, and Josh Judy, who really came onto the scene last year in Akron, really gave notice, and he's been strong now after starting the season on the disabled list in his last 28 games here with Columbus. 2-0 and a 3.25 ERA. He struck out 41 in 36 innings.
Yeah, he's a very good pitcher, big, tall pitcher, power pitcher. And, you know, when you see 41 strikeouts in only 36 innings, you know that he can get the job done. He's got a very good slider, good fastball, and he is a hot commodity right now for the Indians in a possible September call-up.
He's definitely a possible September call-up. So is Vinny Pastano. He was the closer in Akron for a couple of seasons, Jay, and this year he's closing in Columbus. And Matt McBride follows right along with the guys like Jared Gettert and Cord Phelps, produced at Akron, come to Columbus, and actually produced more.
Yeah, and Matt's done a great job since he's got called up to AAA. With everybody getting called up to the big leagues, he has really progressed like he's supposed to, and you have a very good core of players in Columbus right now, like Matt.
Yeah, so it's fun to see. Some of the guys are already in Cleveland, but there's still some guys in Columbus that'll be here soon. All right, let's go down to AA Akron, where one of the players we've talked about all year, I told you at the outset, I love this kid. I loved his development. He just keeps impressing me more. It's Jason Kipnis. He's been on an absolute tear since the All-Star break. The converted second baseman now hitting .393 with 3 homers and 15 RBI since the break. His OPS is 1.106 in just 22 games. And he also has 4 stolen bases. I mean, he's doing everything.
He is doing everything, and the Indians really, really like this guy. He is one of their top prospects right now. He's putting himself on the map. He's probably going to not get a September call-up, but he will get possibly an invite to big league camp next year. Manny Actor really likes him right now.
Yeah, it's hard not to like him, and the Indians all of a sudden very deep now at the second base position. A couple other pitchers to keep an eye on. Connor Graham had a rough start to the year, but in these last few weeks, he's pitched pretty well, Jay. And Kelvin De La Cruz, same thing. Had a rough start with Akron, but recently he's pitched very well.
Yeah, De La Cruz really struggled early in the season, and now you're seeing why this kid was on the 40-man roster. I mean, he's a good young pitcher. The Indians really have high hopes and expectations for him, and it's good to see these kids really develop at the AA level and do what they're supposed to be doing, and that's get top prospects out, because that's where most of the kids are.
Well, Jay, so one of the things we talked about with the Indians drafting was they'll draft a guy maybe at a little bit lower, or, you know, he'll slide down and they'll overslot him to get him in the system because he's a good talent. Well, at Class A Kinston, we're seeing that pay off now. Joe Gardner was one of those guys who slipped in last year's draft because people didn't think he was signable. The Indians signed him, paid a little bit extra for him, and that's been a good investment so far. Impressive numbers since his promotion to the K-Tribe, and 5 starts, 3-1, 2.79 ERA.
No, very impressive. He has more strikeouts than innings pitched, very low walk count, and this kid is a very promising starting pitcher. You know, I like his makeup. I like what he's capable of doing on the mound. He's a great right-hand pitcher, has a very good breaking ball, and it's fun to see these kids move up in the ranks. I mean, he's already moved up from Lake County. Now he's in Kinston and doing a great job there.
A couple of hitters to keep an eye on, too, at Kinston. Bo Greenwell. He's one of those guys, obviously Mike Greenwell's son, that just sticks around and each year gets a little bit better. He's in Kinston now. And Sanchez putting up some impressive home run numbers for a middle infield.
No, he is, and he's really starting to develop some power numbers. I talked last year a little bit about Luis Valbuena having some good power numbers, and this kid really looks a lot like Luis Valbuena. Good middle infielder, good hands, but now he's hitting for power, too.
All right, let's go to Class A Lake County, where the player the Indians received in the Johnny Peralta deal is definitely performing. He's had a couple of starts, and he's come through. Giovanni Soto shined again in Thursday's 6-1 win over Dayton at Classic Park. Calling him lanky is an understatement. There he is. He was acquired in that Peralta deal. He's now 2-0 with Lake County. He went 6 innings last Thursday, giving up 1 run on 2 hits and struck out 4.
He's so skinny you can't even see him there, but with that jersey on. But this kid is very promising. You know, the Indians got rid of Johnny Peralta for this guy, Giovanni Soto. Very promising left-handed pitcher. Whether or not he's going to be a starter or reliever is tough to tell right now because he does have a very good arm.
Now, one of the guys, too, to keep an eye on in Lake County, the average isn't necessarily where you would like it. And power numbers aren't there either for an outfielder, but look at the stolen base numbers. 57 for Delvey Sid. That's really, really impressive.
It's very impressive. I played with the kid in 2000, Alex Racania, and he was very fast. And Delvey reminds me a lot of this kid. Very fast in the outfield, has very good intuition of how to go about his business in the outfield, of getting to balls and having good reads, but also on the base paths, he's very efficient when he goes to steal bases. Second base, third base, even home plate at some point.
Yeah, tell me, Sid. Got to watch with the wheels. All right, let's go down now to Mahoning Valley, where there's a rookie pitcher that's really doing a phenomenal job from the Horizon League. Wright State's Alex Kaminsky. He was a New York Penn League All-Star. He's been really impressive all season long. He was joined on the All-Star team by fellow starter Owen Dew and second baseman Dan DeGeorge. But this Kaminsky doing a nice job.
Oh, he is. He's very promising. The last game that I did on the radio was Alex Kaminsky's start. He looked very promising. Gave up 1 run in the first inning, and after that just shut everybody down and had a no decision. But I like this kid's makeup. Everything that he does about his business is very good as a non-drafted free agent.
Yeah.
Remember that, people.
That's even more impressive. Just like you.
Yes.
Non-drafted free agent. Dan DeGeorge, another guy in duo. We told you about the All-Star selections there. A couple of guys to keep an eye on in Mahoning Valley. All right, there's lots more ahead here with Indians Minor League Magazine, so make sure you stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll talk with Columbus pitching coach Charlie Nagy about some of the arms in Columbus. Plus, we'll also have this week's Diamond in the Rough. Make sure you stick around.
Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up.